Welcome back to the Retire As You Desire show. In the past episodes, we've had some really great conversations about some of the issues in retirement, some of the things that you should really look out for before you retire, things to think about, things to plan for, especially the 4 phases in retirement. But today, we're going to be talking about fun things. Why you should actually retire as you desire. Like, why do you actually want to leave the workforce? And this is one of the most fun conversations I get to have with my people is, what's the purpose behind you stopping working? So in today's show, we're gonna hit the highlights and we're gonna talk about all the different great reasons why you want to step out of the workforce and start living the life that you've always desired. So in today's episode, let's talk about why it's so important to buy back your time. That's actually what you're doing in retirement, is you're using your money to buy back your time. Because when you start to create income from your hard-earned dollars and your hard-earned investments, that's what frees you up. And that's really what financial freedom comes down to in retirement. But that phrase gets thrown out a lot in the financial world. We all want financial freedom. We all want to be free, all day long. But what does that actually mean? Most people have no clue. It's just a saying. One of the things that we want to look to eliminate is financial stress in retirement. That's part of your freedoms. We also want to look to having peace of mind and a piece of security in retirement. That word is very important to understand. Is what does peace of mind look like? What does that mean for you? Because most people do not have the same concept of peace of mind throughout retirement, because different fears and different phases creep up throughout the hopefully 30 plus years that you spend in retirement. So let's really dig deep into part 1. Part 1 is, what does it actually mean to be financially free? I want to dive deep into this subject because most people get this wrong. And let's be very clear on this. We want this. This is something that we all want to desire to be. But financial freedom, it's a state of being. It's a state of mind, actually, where an individual has really achieved a level of financial success and independence that basically allows you to live off of your own assets and live on your own terms. And this is very important, very, very important. If you have your job that is dependent on income, that does not mean you're financially free. Here's what it actually means. If you have the money and investments or rental properties or businesses that create cash flow every single month and it sustains your standard of living, this is what being financially free is all about. It kind of eliminates some of those constraints that you have. And it basically gives you that opportunity to have income every single month in retirement, hopefully throughout your whole entire life. Now, this is going to vary from person to person, to family, to couple. All of this is based on your individual goals. And I want to stress this. You should never, ever worry about what other people have. That's such a trap. It's such a mask. We don't need to worry about how much money other people have. Financial freedom for yourself is based on how much income you want to derive from your assets. And here are some of the key elements for being financially free in retirement. So, being free from financial stress. This is where you actually have the confidence to have really no bad debt. This is so critical, and we talked about this in other shows. Individuals typically have little to no debt in retirement, and that allows them to have less stress because they don't have an extra $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month that's going to be allocated towards their investments. I mean, it's going to be allocated towards their debt, where they could be enjoying that money and they can go on vacations. I mean, think about this for a second. If you had an extra $3,000 a month to travel or go spend time with your grandkids or do your hobbies that you love doing. That's part of financial freedom. But if that money is tied up into debt, it's going to have a constraint. So financial stress, we want to try and eliminate this before you retire and alleviate some monthly payment headaches that you may have. So sufficient savings is another big part of being financially free in retirement. I've seen a lot of clients build up a pretty sufficient emergency fund. Now, there's a bunch of different ways to look at this. 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. What I like to use is a 6-month period. So if you have $8,000 a month worth of expenses, you want to take that $8,000, multiply it by 6, and that's going to give you your emergency fund, that sufficient savings fund. This provides a buffer against unexpected expenses and financial shocks in retirement because they do come up. That new roof, that new car, there's a lot of different variations for this. Now, this is a fun thing that I love talking about. Being financially free is so important, but even when you go into retirement, this doesn't mean that your investments don't need to grow anymore. You still want to have wealth building accumulation throughout your retirement years, and this is all about having proper risk for your investments. Now, financial freedom often involves accumulating wealth through just really smart saving and investing and wealth building strategies over a 30-40 year period of time. But passive income is so important. This is where real estate is great, having income from different investments, and I'm not going to get into all of them today, but you could have dividends, rental income, royalties, maybe annuities, or a pension. All of these things provide financial support without the need for active work. And that's pretty much the key for retirement. You want to have your investments doing the work for you, and you don't have to do the work anymore. That, by far, is one of the most important mindsets to have. Let your assets do the work. Let yourself relax and make every day a Saturday. And then financial security. Security is a very difficult word to say in the financial world because, let's face it, nothing is 100% secure all the time. That's one of the things we have to have that mindset about. But being financially free is individuals could have a sense of strength and peace of mind knowing that they have a solid financial plan. And this is one of the things that I would recommend you work with your financial advisor and your tax accountant team. So that way you can really weather the different financial storms or downturns that could happen in retirement. Even if you have a health crisis, if you need to pull money out of your investments or you have unexpected events, where do you withdraw money from? Where do you have your taxation as well? Understanding this could be a big gain for your retirement future. Now, having control over your finances and knowing where your money is going every month is going to empower you. It's going to feel like you're in control of your financial future. And then it gives you confidence to make sound financial decisions every single month. And it aligns with your values and your goals. Those two things are a huge benefit. Now, when we're talking about being financially free, giving back is one of the most important things that I've seen with our clients in retirement. It gives them the most pride, the most joy, whether they're giving money to their grandkids or their kids or to different charities. Here's a great example. We had one of our longest tenured clients. They wanted to give money to their church because their church, the parishioners are just decreasing. Not enough people are going to their congregation as of late. So what we were able to do is set up a distribution from their investments to go straight to their charity. It helped them from a tax planning standpoint for their AGI, but also they were able to send money and support 4 different families. And tears were coming down their face when I told them everything was finally finished. And when they got that phone call from the church and the letters started to pour in, that financial freedom allowed them to feel 10 times better than what they do every single day, because they knew they were helping people and giving them a sense of purpose, them a sense of passion. So it goes hand in hand. Different organizations are going to help you really bring out the best in yourself, and having different organizations to support could be a life changer and a longevity changer for your own retirement. It just gives you a bigger sense of meaning and purpose. And you're also making a difference. And having the means to contribute to the well-being of other people, this above and beyond is one of the best things you could do. Now, financial freedom is all about time. This is how we're going to wrap up this segment. When we're looking at our time, if you could have your assets generating enough growth or revenue to pay for your lifestyle, this is where you don't need to earn a paycheck anymore. This is where you can give your 2 to 3 week notice to your boss and say, I want to retire. I'm stepping out of the workforce. The quality of life that I want is so much more important than being stressed with work, stressed with people, doing the reports. I know we've all been there. We've all done that. It happened to me this morning, working with some clients before hopping on the air here. Sometimes these troubling times happen for everyone. But if you have enough assets to fulfill that income requirement, that's where you have a better quality of life and a freedom of time. Stay tuned for the next segment. We're going to be talking about really financial freedom is a deeply purposeful and meaningful event in our lives. Don't forget to stay tuned to the Retire As You Desire show.